Hello, so in today's video, I'm going to be demonstrating my flight booking chatbot for assignment 2-3, your chatbot part 1. So the chatbot operates in a single domain under flight booking, and within this domain, we have implemented 5 main intents. The intents are search flights, compare flight prices, book flight, check flight status, and request seat selection. The chatbot extracts several key pieces of information in the slot filler from the user input. These include some keywords like cities, departure city, arrival city, departure times. It has number of passengers, flight numbers, seat preferences. If you would like a window, aisle, middle seat, extra legroom. So those are some of the intents for the slot filler. If you go to the two intent classifiers, we have the flight booking intent classifier and then the flight search intent classifier. These two model the food weather intent models. They use the same hash map and the array to assign initialized keywords and the input. And then we use the array to score the normalized scores that are returned. So these are the input keywords that I've included for the airport chatbot. So as you can see, we have words like search, find, look for, available, flight to, flights from for the search flights domain or search flights intent. For the compare flight prices intent, we have compare price, cheapest, cost, affordable, best deal. For the book flight intent, we have book, reserve, purchase, buy ticket, make reservation, secure flight. For check flight status, we have status, delay, on time, canceled, arrival time, departure. For request seat selection, we have seat, choose, select, change seat, window, aisle. So some keywords just for a broad set of inputs regarding anything along lines of airports or airplanes or flights. So now let's see the chatbot in action. So if we go to the chatbot GUI, this is the main layout of the chatbot. We're using the GUI and JFrame, JText, and JButton functions. We have the title as the flight booking chatbot. And we have just some customizations for the text and the color. And for the out-of-domain messages, we have for the out-of-domain messages, if I can find it. For the out-of-domain messages, we have this layout for the responses from the chatbot. So for each intent, if you give it a certain keyword, it will assist you with this response, and then further give out the appendant responses. So it models a AI chatbot with the responses, with the I can assist you and all of the other statements. So let's take a look at the chatbot and see how it works. We'll do some demonstrations. So right here is the chatbot. It models the last chatbot as well. So some demonstrations. So as you can see, I'm in the chatbot Java class right now. So let's try a few queries to demonstrate the intents and the domains. So if I type, I want to book a flight from New York to London on December 15th, 2023. As you can see in the chatbot, it says, I understand you want to book a flight. I can help you book a flight. That is the response that we have set in the flight booking intent. As you can see, the domain is flight booking. The intent is book flight. It identifies that the departure city is New York. The arrival city is London. And yeah, the extracted slots are right here. So if I give another message, like, what's the cheapest flight from LA to Tokyo next week? As you can see, the chatbot responds with, I understand you want to compare flight prices. I can assist you with that request related to flight booking. So as you can see, the intent is compare flight prices. The domain is still flight booking, and it identifies that the arrival city is Tokyo and extracts that from the input. Let's demonstrate the aisle preference one. So if I say, can I get an aisle seat on flight AA, which is American Airlines, let's just say 1234. As you can see, it extracts the domain as flight booking, the intent as request seat selection, the seat preference as aisle, so it identifies that. It identifies that the flight number is AA1234, and then it extracted the slots for the flight number and the seat preference. And as you can see, the chatbot itself responds back with, I understand you want to request seat selection. I can help you select a seat. You prefer an aisle seat. So as you can see, our chatbot successfully identifies the domain, intent, and extracts information through the inputs. So now if we go to the domain classifier, right here are this is the public domain classifier method, and then the private initialized domain dictionary method that I used for the chatbot. It very closely models the last chatbot. The only differences are that it is modified to match the theme of the airport chatbot with some keywords like flight, book, airport, airline, travel, ticket, etc. It uses the same string and array to check for keywords in the user inputs. We use the getLabel method to calculate the scores for each domain. And then if any flight-related keywords are found, the flight booking score increases. And if no keywords are found, it is classified as other. So the demonstration for that, if I just type in my name, which is not a keyword at all, the domain is identified as other, and then the chatbot responds back with, I'm sorry, but I can only assist with flight booking queries. So that is the message for the out-of-domain input. So now if we go to the slot filler, we use the regular expressions and pattern matching that we used from the last chatbot. For the cities, this is the list of cities that we included. We check for the from and to, followed by the city names, which is right here, and then it will result it in departure city being identified as whichever city was stated, and the arrival city being identified as whichever city was stated in the input. So the dates are extracted from multiple formats as well. So in case anyone wants to input a date, it will be extracted in the slot filler. Passenger counts are also accounted for, and the return date and the departure date are accounted for as well. Flight numbers, this was demonstrated in the query that we did earlier. It identifies flight numbers in the input. And this is the main.java class. And yeah, so that is my chatbot, my airport chatbot. And yep, that should be everything.